You're listening to In the Room podcasts with Rima and Rachel.
Hey, everybody. I am Rachel.
And I am Rima.
And we are in the room with you today. Rima, how are you? I'm so
Hey,
happy to see your face.
I
And
know. I'm happy to see yours. I'm sorry we can't see everybody else's out there, but
I
hello
know.
and welcome.
Hi.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, it's a beautiful. We're about to get some serious rain here tomorrow. So
Okay.
today is like a beautiful, nice sunny fall day. And then
Literally
I
the
think
calm before the storm.
Mhm. And then I
Yeah.
think tomorrow we're supposed to get some storm, and then our weather finally, because we are now I don't know when y'all are listening to this podcast, but we are in mid-October, and
Mm-hmm.
so we're finally gonna hit fall weather. So, little late, but
Awesome.
we sometimes it's been later. So, yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm all y'all can't see me, but I'm
Yep.
bundled up in a nice sweatshirt and some leggings, and it's just really fun.
The rain
Um
is coming for us tomorrow, too.
Oh,
But
there you
we've got
go.
all the trees are changing. It's
Oh,
absolutely been
all the
spectacular.
leaves are brown.
All the leaves are brown.
Wow. Here we go. Here we go.
We could
That's
have
all for
gone
y'all.
somewhere. You
That's
left
all
me
for y'all.
hanging.
Hey, so it's kind of funny. Something popped into my head the other day. And so I thought, I'm going to talk about this with Rachel because I just kind of wonder what your take on this is because I
Yeah.
kind of have my own take. So I was sitting in my living room. We had some guests from out of town, and we were talking about. Okay, well, I can't even tell you what the topic that we were talking because I can't remember. So,
Okay.
but what came out of it was um, the conversation of like when you either meet people or you're at a party or you introduce yourself to people or you ask for introductions. We were talking about getting to know people and having people be their genuine selves. Okay, so
Okay.
that was kind of the topic. And and I guess he's kind of on the you say precipice? Is that the correct way to say
It depends on what the rest of the sentence is, but
it?
yes, precipice is the right word. Yeah.
Of retirement.
Okay. Okay, sure.
And okay. Um and just kind of rethinking things and reevaluating how his entire life um is really bundled around what he does, right? So, I mean, it's the identity crisis of, when you're going to retire, who
Yeah.
really are you?
Yeah.
But instead of going that route, my brain went somewhere else because he's
Like
like,
it
you
does.
go to a party or you go somewhere and people say, what do you do? And if I'm retired,
Mhm.
I guess my response would be, I'm retired. Um, and I used to do this. And I started thinking, why is it that we are so driven to acknowledge or recognize people by what they do? What if the vocabulary changed?
Yeah.
What if I walked into a party and instead of meeting people and they say, this is Joan, and I say, hi, Joan, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. What do you do? Right? That's
Yeah.
usually what I say. What do
Right.
you do? And sometimes more than most of the time, somebody tells me what they do or what they did. I've had some awkward moments where somebody doesn't know quite what to say because maybe they don't do much. Okay. So
Right.
so that's
Right.
been awkward. And I'm like, oh no, I mean like where do you live? Or you kind of backpedal
Yeah,
out of
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
what the
yeah.
heck?
Yeah.
But I thought, how interesting if the conversation changed. And I walked into that same room and I met you, for example, and I said, hey, Rachel, nice to meet you. I'm Rima. Who are you? Tell me a little bit about who you are.
Yeah.
You would not probably gravitate toward, you might say, I'm an actress. You might
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah.
And I might say, oh, great, that's your profession. But tell me a little bit about who you really are. Like, I'd love to get to know, tell me about
You.
yourself. Tell me
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
In which somebody's response would then immediately gravitate toward, well, gosh, oh no, I guess I'm kind of outgoing. I like animals.
Yeah, like, what would? Because 'cause I'm sitting here and I'm
What would
thinking If somebody
right?
said, "Hey, tell me about yourself," I would probably
You
be
would
like,
gravitate
"Well,
toward
I've
what you
got."
do first.
I don't know. I think I would maybe even be like, "Well, I've got 3 kids.
Mhm.
I live with my husband. I've got 2 stepkids,
But
I'm a
you went
grandma
look,
now."
but you
Yeah.
went straight into your
But that's
personal
not even
life.
but that's not even telling someone who I am.
Right, it's telling them what
Like,
you
now that I
do.
listen to what
What
I said, or
right?
it's telling them what I have, like, what I have. It's still
Yeah,
not explaining who I am.
right. But you but
Interesting.
but you gave me more information than if you were to have said, "I'm an actress."
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if you said that, my next follow-up question would be, "What have you done?"
Which I hate.
Okay, but
That
I'm
is
just
like, but
saying.
I know, but just like, just side note, people who are out there, like, you suck
Yeah.
for asking that question. Like, everything that makes me an actor
Okay.
is based
Ok
upon
wow, she's
what
getting on her
you've
soapbox,
seen
you
me
guys.
in, what
Oh my
I've
gosh, my son
done,
is
like,
calling me
okay, I'm
right
just gonna
now.
keep talking over Rima's
Yeah.
ringtone.
Sorry,
So
I had thought it was
so
on work
just
and it's
instead of if someone tells you that they're an actor,
yeah,
instead of saying, "Oh, what have you done?" Just be like, "Wow, that's so cool. What's your favorite
right.
project you've worked on?" Or, something like that, like, "What have you done?"
Okay, so if you ever meet Rachel, if you
Don't
already
ask me
know
what
her,
I've
you
done.
probably know this. If you ever meet her later in life, guys, please don't ask her what she's done because she's gonna go off. She's gonna go
I mean, I
off.
could tell you, but you
Don't.
know what?
I don't wanna know now. I know, but I don't wanna know. I mean, you've offended me.
I know somebody, literally the lady, and I'm digressing, but literally, I had to have some dental work done, and they were not matching. It was just a crown that I was getting replaced, and
Right.
I've been back 5 times. They have not gotten the color right, and the last time I was in there, I was like, "You guys, I'm so sorry to be this picky," and they're like, "No, we're being this picky too," and I'm like,
How
"I am an
funny.
actor. I'm a singer. I cannot have a funky looking tooth." So then when I
Yes, you
went back
can.
in
What's
there,
his
no,
name
I
has
can't.
really
I don't care.
who's the guy that's on Stick with the funky looking nose? Do you know how many actors and actresses have bad teeth? But that's all and
Okay,
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 we're not going there
but I
today.
don't.
We're not going there
So
today.
so I'm
Okay.
like, so she's like, "Hey, the last time you were in here, you said you were like an actor and a performer. Like what have you done? Have I seen?" And I'm just like, "Oh, here we go." And I'm
I
like,
know.
"Fortunately, I have some projects that I can say, yeah, I've done that. This was on Hulu.
Right.
This is now on Amazon. I had a huge national
Right.
commercial running last year, and so I can say some of those things that kind of lead credence to
Right.
being an actor. But what about people that don't,
I
like, that
know.
can't
Okay,
can't
so
say these things? So anyway,
so
I
anyway,
love the idea of asking, "Tell me about yourself," rather than, "What do you do?"
yeah, or tell
I
me who
love
you
what you're
are.
saying.
I don't
Love that.
and don't tell me what your occupation is. Tell me
Yeah.
about who you are. But it's so interesting because I feel like, you know, in part of society, a lot of people say they don't have connection,
Yeah.
that it's hard to get connected to people.
Yeah.
But is it really people's fault?
Mm.
Because we have been programmed to kind of say, to do our little quick, LinkedIn resume or whatever it is.
Yeah, yeah.
When somebody asks you what you do, we have learned to elaborate on what we do in life as occupation, whatever it is, even if we're a stay at home mom. Because
Yeah.
I know people that will respond with, I'm a stay at home mom, but my job is harder than my husband's. So, like, there's this whole justification of we are what we work for. And that is not 100%. And I think later in life, making the break to retirement or to getting out of the workforce or whatever it is,
Yeah.
it becomes harder for us to justify and to actually exit emotionally because we have bought into the lie that we are an attorney. We are a real estate agent, that our only worth and the only
Yeah.
reason people will be interested in us is if we have an interesting occupation to share with them. Well, I've got news for them. Like, I think me as a person, I as a person, grammatically forget it today,
Yep.
whatever I'm trying to say, I am more interesting as a person than as what I do
Oh,
as a
absolutely.
career. But I don't know if everybody
Believes
believes
that.
that.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
so I
Well,
just thought, what an interesting concept to shift the dialogue
mhm.
and not have us value what someone else does as an occupation more than who they are, which is what we've placed our value in. And it creates a lot of emotional issues later in life when that job has been terminated, when you decide to retire, when you no longer can do the
Sure.
job because of health issues or whatever. And then depression. I'm not worth anything unless I'm doing something. Or people start trying to chase something new because they don't know how to function unless they like they're embarrassed or they don't
Yeah. Yeah.
there's a whole thing that goes along. I think it's great to be involved in things. I think it's great to have pride and pleasure in the things you choose to do as work, whether it's
Yeah.
volunteer work or paid work. I think
Right.
it's great, but I also think that doesn't make the person.
No, I
The
totally
person
agree.
makes the job. The person makes the job. So I make real estate look good because of my personality. Real estate didn't make me a better person. I made real estate
I love that.
better.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and I think we need to
Yeah.
see that in everything. Like,
Yeah.
we bring amazing things as individuals to the table, and the
Yes.
job is good, and people can acknowledge what a great job or what we're doing, and we can be proud of what we're doing because of what we brought to the table, not what because the position brought to us. It might have given us a little tag to put on the end of our desk or on our door, but that's all the job did. We did everything else. Therefore, the job is irrelevant. What's relevant is who we are and what we brought to the table, right?
So how would you answer that question if someone was like, "Hey, Rima, nice to meet you. Who are you? Tell me a little
Okay,
bit
but
about yourself."
I'm a different type of person. So I am super one outgoing.
No, I know, but no, so
Oh,
I'm
so
specifically
okay.
asking
So
you.
I
I'm
would
not I'm
say,
not telling you to answer for our audience. I'm
oh, okay.
specifically saying, how would you, Rima, not the corporate you,
Yeah.
but you specifically, how would you answer that question should someone ask you?
Who am I?
Yeah.
I would say I am, and I would just, I'm an
No,
only child.
no,
Oh,
I am asking you the question.
ask
Don't
me the
say, "And
question.
I would just say,"
Oh,
like,
okay.
like,
Okay.
"Hey, Rima, nice to meet you. Who are you? Tell me a little bit about yourself."
Wow, there's a lot to tell. I'm an only child. I am half Costa Rican and half Middle Eastern, Syrian, Greek. Come from a crazy, amazing family. I am pretty self confident. I would say I'm a self starter. I am definitely the go to person if you want to do something fun, because I am constantly the one kind of driving the train. I don't sit still very often. I love food a little too much and try to eat it very less.
Mhm.
That's in a nutshell a little bit about me. And I won't let my hair grow gray until I decide, but it's not going to happen now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah,
So
I love that.
I think those are the conversations. It's funny because, like, whenever there's business events, right? And so you go in
Yeah,
and there's a big business event and they give you your little name tags and they go, "Okay, everybody, we're gonna do a little icebreaker." Okay, you know what those icebreakers are, right?
like
The icebreakers
2
are,
truths and a lie, or
yeah, three things a
yeah,
lie, or
2
um
truths and a
tell
lie.
people three things about yourself,
Yeah.
or guess my person's name on my back or whatever. But those are all designated to gear us to be in a situation with other people where we're naturally uncomfortable. And yet, here you are in a business meeting and you have to play a game called Icebreaker so that hopefully the person sitting at your table you can get to know a little bit better because left to our own devices, we would only talk about our accolades in our work, especially in the business realm. So these games are formulated to bring us a
Yeah,
little bit deeper. But what if everybody went deep right off the bat? I'm not saying, hey, there'll always be that one person in the room that will just take over completely. And the next thing you know, you're sitting in a corner with this person for 3 hours and you're going
true.
down the trail of,
We
oh,
all
woe
know
is
those
me and my
people.
right.
Yeah,
And you've met them if you don't know them, and you will
yeah,
meet them if you haven't yet. Um, but I feel like if you get to know people on a on a level of who they are, it's going to lead to more authentic conversations and possibly a companionship or a relationship or maybe something else that somebody does sparks what you do. But if I'm asking an attorney what they do and they're like, oh, I'm a litigation attorney for rural, and it's like, great. And if that's all I know, I will tell you I will walk away from that person because they have nothing in common with me.
right, right.
I have nothing to do with attorneys. I don't
Yeah,
live in their world. It doesn't and are they gonna wanna know what I'm doing? Probably not. Because in my head, immediately, I'm thinking, "Ooh, you're an attorney and I do this. So are you already looking down on me?" Like, there's just this weird juxtaposition of how we place ourselves in the ladder of whatever that society has created. So if I'm a, truck driver and you're an attorney, we probably would think that we don't have anything in common because we have completely different trades that are not circling each other at all. And
yeah,
there might even be some, you know, hierarchy stuck in somebody's head. But if that attorney and that truck driver didn't know what they did for a living, but they both all of a sudden realized they both love golf or
yeah,
they both come from a family of 10 children. Like all of a sudden they're talking and everything and then halfway through the conversation it's like, "Hey, so what do you do?" "I'm an attorney."
yeah,
"Get out. I'm a truck driver." But
yeah.
they've already liked each
They
other.
found common ground.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there is enough space in this world for us to find more common ground and not place value on things that was just my thought process.
Well, and I think too, coming from a country that, pushes, the hustle and
Mm.
success and pride in your accomplishments and things like that, which, there's nothing really wrong with that. I think the default in our country or Western society, maybe even, is what do you do? I think it's also an easier question to answer because maybe people aren't necessarily as self-aware as you are.
Probably
Maybe if
not.
I asked Joe Blow off the street, like, "Who are you? Tell me about yourself." Would they hesitate and have to
Yes.
think about it,
Yes.
rather
But
than just be like,
because
"Oh,
society
I
has programmed us.
I work at Panera Bread," or like whatever, like
But don't you find it
society has
interesting? Let's
programmed us.
let's take it out of the realm of the United States. So, you meet someone from another country, Australia, they're visiting. The first thing you ask is not what you do.
What do you ask? Because I know you have friends from
Tell me about
Australia.
where you live. What's it
Okay,
like to live in
okay. Oh, yeah, yeah,
Australia?
that's true.
What do
Yeah,
you do in Australia? What do you
yeah,
like to do? What are some of the
yeah,
things that
yeah,
what do you guys eat?
yeah.
You
Because you
don't
wanna find out about
I
it,
have
yeah,
never in my life asked somebody from another country that I don't know, "What do you do as a career?" Until I've bridged the gap,
yeah,
and then I'm allowed maybe to say, "Would you mind me asking what you do for work?"
yeah,
But it's not and we don't get asked if I've gone to other countries before where we've met other people, and they say, "Where are you from?"
yeah,
And then after that, they say, "Oh, do you love it there? What are
yeah,
the beaches like?" What
yeah,
and that but
yeah,
it has nothing to do with me. They're asking about where, but they're
right.
still not asking me
What you
to
do,
define
right,
who I am in a
or what you
workspace.
do. Yeah, 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 yeah,
So it's just interesting that it's just something that we do as Americans.
Right.
Now, maybe in another country, maybe Australians, I'll have to ask my Australian girlfriend.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they gravitate toward too. Maybe when they meet people, the first thing they do is say, "What do you do?"
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a common, as people would think, it's a, maybe that's an icebreaker. But I personally think that we've used it as an icebreaker, but it's not healthy because it drives division.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
immediately,
I
I
mean,
may I
somebody
may not feel good about people that, do acupuncture. I'm not saying I don't. I'm just
yeah, you
saying
just
I may have a
yeah.
perception in my mind, and
Of
somebody might
course, a
say, "I'm an
preconceived
acupuncturist,"
yeah.
or "I'm a healer," or "I'm
Yeah.
a basketball player," or "I'm a
Yeah.
football player," and my brain is gonna go toward, do I like that or do I not? If I like
That's a
basketball,
really
I'm gonna
interesting
like you, and
perspective.
if I don't like basketball, and I think all basketball people, have
You're
half
already
a brain,
bored. Yeah.
whatever,
Okay.
if I
Yeah.
don't like
Don't
something,
yeah.
then I'm not going to
Yeah.
like the person, am I? I'm not gonna
Yeah.
give them a chance. I'm gonna go, "Oh, you're one of those.
Yeah.
I'm out."
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
that's not necessarily true because the basketball player plays basketball, but the basketball doesn't make the basketball player. And so the basketball player is an individual that maybe the basketball player loves doing crazy fun things like I like doing, or maybe
Yeah.
he has a sense of humor like I have, or maybe he was raised in the same town that I was raised in, and that brings us together and it doesn't matter, then basketball is irrelevant.
So, and I think so then moving forward, is that gonna be your new MO?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it. I actually have so it's interesting because I actually have a dinner tonight with a bunch of ladies. We're in this dinner club thing,
Yeah.
but they're not my personal friends. It's a club. So we all get together. There's like 30 people or 35, and not everybody makes it. So I don't know everyone, and we all go
Sure.
to new restaurants and try new things around town. And so some of these ladies, I mean, I've seen these ladies for years. I know their names. That's about all. I don't
Okay. Okay.
necessarily know much about them or what they even do as an occupation. So tonight, I'm going to make it a point when I sit down to the table to maybe sit down with a couple of people that I don't know. And instead of saying, "Where do you live?" or what did you do before? Or what do you do? Or how many grandkids do you have? Or I think I'm going to go straight to the, tell me who you are. Like, I
Yeah.
know it sounds like it, but I think I'm going to have to form it because nobody's
Form
used to
us in a
being
way that's not creepy.
right. So I'm going to have to say, "Hey, I'm I wanna know kinda like, tell me a little bit about you. Like,
Yeah.
if you were gonna explain yourself to someone, what would that look like? Tell me, because that's what I really wanna know about you is, like,
Yeah. Who
who
you
you
are.
are as a person,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I may do that for a couple people tonight. I might just explore it and see and explain to people why I'm saying it because they're not gonna understand, but it would be really interesting to see how many people that I asked tonight actually take a heartbeat and kind of say,
Mm.
"Wow, like, I've never really thought about how to answer that."
Yeah.
It's like, "But do you know who you are.
Yeah.
So if you were gonna explain who you were to yourself, what would that look like?"
Yeah.
It's easy to put on paper. If somebody says, "Tell in 5,000 words or less,
Yeah.
tell me who you are." Super easy. You can go deep on paper, you can say whatever you wanna say, and you can turn it in. It's much more difficult to do it in a eye-to-eye situation, but I think we need a reformation.
I love it. We're gonna
I
start a
know.
revolution.
I
You
think we
say
should.
you want a
Oh, wow. But I
revolution.
don't like revolutions. I mean, it's okay, but it has a
Or
negative
but a
connotation to me. See?
a fact finding mission revolution about who people are instead of what they do.
Wow, that's a big word. Give me an acronym for that. Yeah,
For
well,
revolution?
yeah, no, for the definition of revolution. Um, yeah, 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 okay, it's a revolution, you're right. Or a
We're changing things
re-engagement.
up. We're
We're
changing
shaking
things up.
things up, we're shaking things up.
We're movers and shakers, man.
I
And I'm
know.
not just talking about my ass skin.
What did you just say? What did you just say?
I said I said we're movers. No. You heard me. I said what I said.
You said a bad word.
Not super bad, like a second tier bad word. Like
Oh,
maybe even
wow.
a third tier.
Okay, we're gonna have to talk about the tiers of bad language on one of these because I think Rachel and I are gonna be on opposite sides of
It's
the
still a
spectrum.
family show.
It is still a family show, but not really what you just said.
Oh, man.
Wow.
I
Okay,
mean,
so
that tells you who I am without you even asking the question.
and now I have to make the decision on whether I wanna go deeper with you or not because I don't know. Anyway, that was my
Yeah.
little revolution for
Yeah.
today. Would love to know what
Revelation.
you all think.
That's a
Revelation, revolution,
revelation for today.
revelation, I like that
Yeah.
better.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. I
yeah,
like it. I like it.
love to hear what everybody else thinks out there. Like, am
Yeah.
I, like, off my rocker or am I
I
making
mean,
some
well,
sense here?
is
Well,
that really the question you wanna ask? Ask? Because that's a whole different episode.
yes, it is. Anyway, I
Yeah, I
encourage you
say
all
we
to go out and
go
ask
out.
somebody who
Yeah.
they are. Just,
Yeah.
in
Instead of what they
reality,
do.
really, let's break this chain of,
The cycle, yeah.
this cycle of, like, unless you're working and you have a really great job that's really prestigious in other people's eyes, then you're
Yeah, but then
nothing
that's pride. That's like
over that.
pride. Like, just, like, talk about who you are. Or the next time
I
somebody
agree.
asks you maybe the next time somebody asks you what you do, be
What
find a
don't
way
I
to, like,
do? What
"What
don't
don't
I
I
do?
do?" Like, "I love going to the
I do
zoo, there's a
everything.
new baby animal." Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No.
maybe
What do
actually
you
talk
do?
about
I'm
what you
gonna answer
do
it that
instead
way.
of what your
What
job
don't I
is.
do? I'm gonna answer it that way.
Maybe
What don't I
change
do?
and you can change
I
it
do
from that.
everything. So what do
You
you
do.
want to hear from me? Because
You do. You really
I
do.
can do it. I
You
didn't say I
do.
could do it well, but I can do it.
Hey, but Rima,
Yeah.
anything you can do, I can do better.
Oh, wow. I can do anything better than you.
There we go. This is also musical theater day,
It is.
apparently.
So
So,
welcome and thank you so much. Wow.
Hey, I love this. I love this idea. I'm gonna go out and do it,
Okay, I
and
wanna
I'm
hear
gonna
how it
report
goes. Me
back to
too.
you. Yeah, yeah,
Me
same,
too. Me too.
same.
All right, y'all. Well, have a fantastic week, everyone, and go make a change. Help people
Gonna
get
make
out of
a
their thing. Oh my gosh,
change.
this really is musical theater, but now
Uh-huh.
we're going into the
I got it.
80s. So wow, let's go into the 80s.
That was not an '80s song from
Jitterbox
Michael
doo doo
Jackson.
doo doo doo.
That was
It was
not
in the
an
80s. Make a
'80s it
change.
was
It was in the
not.
80s. Look
Shut
it up.
up. Wait, okay, before we
Oh
go,
wow,
Beth,
she's swearing again. Like she's just all over the
shut
place
up is
yelling
a
at me.
swear word?
It is when you say
Oh
it like
my
that to
gosh.
me.
Okay, let's see. I'm
Mm-mm.
gonna ask. Okay. When did "Make a Change" by
She's
Michael
literally,
Jackson come
y'all,
out?
she's literally has her phone in her hand and she's talking to Siri. And she said, "When did Michael
Man
Jackson
in the
come
Mirror.
out?"
It was freaking 1988. So
Excuse me.
I
I didn't
stand
work in the
corrected.
music
I
industry for
stand
nothing.
corrected.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Wow, I thought it was totally 90s. All right.
Okay, great.
That
Well,
just
we're
goes
going
to
to
show.
exit with a song that says, "Goodbye, goodbye." Kidding. Okay.
Did you make that
Anyway,
up?
y'all, I
It's a new
did.
song.
Thanks. Thank you so
We
much.
coulda
I'm a
see, you
songwriter
totally
now
coulda
too. What
gone to
can't I
you
do?
totally coulda gone to from s like, to "So Long Farewell" from
No, what
Sound of
can't I
Music.
do? I can do it all. Anyway,
Apparently,
y'all have a great
apparently.
week. Thanks for
Love
listening.
you
Hope you
guys.
enjoyed our batter back and forth today.
Our batter. Our batter,
Banter.
because 'cause we're making pancakes.
Yep.
Okay. All
All
right.
right, we're cutting this off now before it goes rogue. Bye, y'all.
Love you, Rima.
Bye. Love you too.
Talk
Bye.
to you later. Bye.
Bye.